music, music, music,
technology,
music,
technology,
music, music,
technology,
teacher,
music,
technology,
teacher,
network, network, network.
Hey everybody, this is Heath with the Music Technology Teacher Network, www.mutechteachernet.com. And I'm going to start off this video today by I got to start off by saying I'm sorry. But I'm telling you, I'm here for this video because I'm just on a rant because I kind of reached the point today that I was like, you know, usually I'll even try to sort of kind of subtly like cover up my southern accent, but I just can't do it. So, but here's the thing that's been happening recently. So I'm in week 3 of sequestration here in Georgia. We've officially been on spring break this week, but guess what? We've all been working over spring break because when they come back after spring break, we've just been told that we have 6 more weeks of school that is all going to be digital online learning. So guess what? If we had a spring break, it's over because all the teachers out there right now are scrambling to learn new skills, to use social networking, to try to figure out what in the heck they're going to do for the next 6 weeks to actually make school relevant to our students. And particularly if you are a band director, orchestra director, choir director, I know how stressed out you are. And then I've seen this as kind of gathered momentum in the last couple of days. So here's the point, finally, that I'm going to get to this video because it just drives me nuts, is I finally saw it tonight because over the last several weeks, people have been posting these Acapela things. This little app you get and you can record yourself playing and you send it to somebody else and they record it and it comes out with this beautifully mixed down video of all these different people that are playing these parts together. So the thing about it is that's a paid app. It is a social app, and the thing about it is that app does a very specific thing. And what it allows you to do is it allows somebody to take a video and an audio clip, and it automates the alignment of the audio recording and video recording. Okay, now you can do that with a lot of different kinds of software, whether you're working with a DAW or whether you're working with professional video editing. Like, that can be done, but that's the thing about apps is that someone can develop an app that'll do something that usually requires a great deal of technical skill very easily, but it also is very limited to what it can do. Like that's what Acapela does. It makes these video collages and it makes it really simple. Okay, so, but here's the thing that happens is people see this and go, oh my God, this is so cool. We need to be doing this too. And even we had some teachers in the county where I teach that posted this. And the thing about it is it was so cool because it got a lot of attention and it got a lot of people saying, oh wow, like band classes are still going on. And choir classes and orchestra classes are still going on. So as far as it generating attention, that was a great thing. And then shortly after, some people started asking, I started getting emails about how can I do this with my students? And I posted a few videos about, you know, how you can record audio and you can record video and a lot of that stuff. I've posted some of those videos myself, so I feel a little bit of responsibility, which is part of the reason why I wanted to speak out and say something. Because I've been trying to help people and show people how to do these videos. And then finally tonight I saw somebody post something. It was like, please help me. My administrator has come to me and they want me to make one of these videos with all of my students, like you see on Acapela, like all the students playing and performing their parts. Like they want to see this video so they can see some evidence that we're still doing choir or we're still doing band or whatever it is. And that's when I saw that, I went, whoa, no, stop, don't go there. Because one, it was causing this teacher a great deal of stress, like, oh crap, how am I supposed to do this myself? And two, they're trying to get you to justify what you're doing using this little thing that really doesn't have a lot of educational justification to it. All right, so let me explain. So part of this is when people see these videos, they go, oh, wow, that's so cool. Look, all they did was sit down in front of a camera and they played the little parts and then you put the little parts together and you put it all in a video and it sounds great and everybody will love it. Just do that. Well, it's not that simple, okay? And it's kind of like, I remember back in the days, if you've ever played like church gigs or you've played wedding gigs, or I remember when I was doing high school band and college band, I used to like conduct the pep bands. and somebody would walk up in the middle of the game and go, "Hey, can y'all play that song on the radio?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, we don't know that song." "Oh yeah, you know the song, like you hear it goes do 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 do. You can play it." And I'm like, "Mm-mm." And you just shrug it off because a lot of people don't understand that, oh, by the way, like most of us don't just hear it and then play it. And certainly if we're standing in front of a 50 or 60 piece ensemble, we can't just look at them and go, "Hey guys, y'all know that tune that came on the radio last week? Let's play that." Like, there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes than what you see when you go out there and play that wedding gig or that pep band gig or however it goes. And so what's beginning to happen is we're beginning to see administrators now going to teachers and going, "Hey, we'd really like for you to make one of those cool little videos of all of your students playing together." It's that don't, because these administrators are just like that drunk guy at the basketball game going, "Hey, can the pep band play that tune?" They don't understand. And so you need to make it very clear to them what it is you're doing, and that kind of video is one really for entertainment purposes, not educational purposes. Let me say that again. Those video collages are really for entertainment purposes, not educational purposes. If I was going to do that video collage, I would be doing it for a video production class. I would not be doing it for a music class. All right? Now, that's not saying that you can't use video to some good purpose, because I think there's some really cool things you can do as far as engagement goes. And I'll post another video about that when I can calm down a little bit, straighten up my accent, maybe shave and get a shower. But I've got to get this off my chest, because I want to let you know as soon as possible, stop doing this, okay? Because one, like I said, as far as like the most important thing, what is in the best interest of the students? Is this good for students? Is this going to promote student learning? If we're just trying to generate data, then no. Or if we're just trying to generate a piece of propaganda that we can put out there for our music programs, then no, I'm not going to go along with this. And so that's what these video collages are. So let me give you a few suggestions. First of all, so the important thing with students in performance classes is to keep them playing their instruments, okay? So one, engagement is key. The second thing for you as a teacher is that you need to be able to assess what the students are providing for you. And with assessment comes feedback. Now, a very good colleague and friend of mine, John Malinzak, who's with Noteflight, if you've never heard him speak before, he's brilliant. He's doing an online course with Vandercook, I think next week, about using Google Classroom. Fantastic. But I have to give John credit for this. But I heard him at a professional development session one time, and he said something that made perfect sense. And I'm just, oh, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I say that? So what he said, if I can get this right, was, remember, feedback is not about describing what the student just did wrong. But feedback is about telling the student what they can do to make it better the next time they do it. Okay, feedback's not about telling them what they just did wrong. Feedback is about telling the students what they can do better the next time. So for you as an instrumental or an ensemble teacher, you need to, one, get your students performing on their instruments, or you need to get them singing. Two, you need to be collecting samples from them so that you can hear how their performance is going. And then you need to be giving them feedback about what they did well, maybe with what you just heard, but also what they need to work on the next time they do it. That's really important as far as what's going to be best for your students, for your band program, for your orchestra program with the rest of this year, is that if your kids go from now until band camp and they don't touch their instruments, you're going to have a problem. So you're going to need to keep those kids on their instruments. And again, I'll do a video later on about some ideas to do with that. But here's the thing, for you as a teacher, and this is the discussion that you have with your administrator, is that you can tell your administrator, you go, you know what, on a typical day, if I'm sitting in front of my class and I have 16 trumpets in my class, I can assess 16 of them simultaneously, okay? Or orchestra, whatever it is. So you play through a section and you can just in the room go, someone right there is, playing this note wrong. Someone over here is a little bit out of bounds. We need to check our pitch. You're assessing an entire group of students all at one time. Now you're going to a place where you are going to be forced, if you're going to give every student feedback, that you're going to have to assess every single individual student. It's like you're giving, if you have 200, 300 people in your band orchestra program, it's like now, instead of teaching an ensemble class, you're teaching 200 or 300 individual lessons, all right? And that's overwhelming. So when you go to give assignments, okay, and again, I'll go over this later, I'm just ranting still. You need to give them in something that's small enough that you're not going to spend, you give them an assignment on Monday, but if it's going to take you 2 weeks to grade those assignments and give feedback for those assignments, your students aren't doing anything for the next 2 weeks, right? So you need to be giving them things that are small enough, chunks, that you have time that you can listen to them, you can give some comments, give them some feedback, and send that feedback back to them in a timely manner and keep them playing their instruments, okay? That's how you document learning. So when your administrator goes, well, we need this video so we can show people what you're still doing in band. You go, no. Let me show you how I have documented individual feedback for all 200 or 300 of my students. Let me give you an example of these 15 students who a week ago were not able to play this particular passage from this piece or this pass off or this scale. Let me give you these recordings, because if you're using Google Classroom and a lot of other LMSs, you're keeping recordings of all those. Those are called artifacts, and you can document it. Actually, it is documented. It does it for you. You go to that principal and go, look, I can give you 50 recordings of students that could not do this a week ago that can do it now. I can give you documentation of all the feedback I gave them that got them from here to there. I can show you my lessons because now I have them documented on video and I have them documented on these digital management systems that I can show you what we were doing in here from exercise to exercise to exercise. Now, you can do that, which is going to help your students. It's going to keep them engaged. It's going to get them improving. Or you could spend the next 2 weeks trying to figure out how to put together a freaking video collage so they can take it and show it to their boss and go, hey, look, we're still doing band. But as you do that, you're not providing your students any kind of feedback. You are either driving yourself crazy learning how to do it, or if you know how to do that enough, you know that you're going in and you're probably fixing a lot of problems that the students that you have on the recordings, but because you know how to edit music and video, you kind of cover up a lot of those problems instead of actually giving your students feedback that they could use and make them better. So please, please, please don't get caught in this video collage trap, right? It's a cool thing to do. It's a fun thing to do, like a project you're going to do at the end of the year. For your, you pull out, you got a group of students who are they're in the top 10% of that class and they need some additional assignment. Some extension assignment. Well, get that group to, find a quartet or a quintet that they can record individually. And then you can put a video together of that group, of those 5, instead of people out there now trying to figure out how do I make a video collage of the 60 kids in my choir. Stop, particularly if it's coming from an administrator, because it's false evidence of what teaching really is. Remember what I said when I started this video off. These video collages are for entertainment purposes, not educational purposes. The thing that's important for you to do during this time of remote and digital learning is to keep your students engaged, keep your students playing their instruments, keep your students singing with their voices, and you need to make sure that you're designing that in a way that gives you time to listen, because now you're not teaching ensemble anymore. You're teaching 200 or 300 private lessons essentially for your ensemble classes, that you need to make it so that you have time to evaluate those submissions and that you provide them feedback. Because if you're not providing feedback to the students of that performance, it's all for nothing. Again, what is going to be in the best interest of the students? So
music,
technology,
music,
technology,
music, music,
technology,
teacher,
music,
technology,
teacher, teacher,
network,
teacher,
network,
teacher,
network, music,
technology,
teacher,
network, music,
technology,
teacher,
network,
teacher,
network, music,
technology,
teacher,
network, music,
technology,
teacher,
network,
tech,
teacher.
network.